achieved.
All right, what's up, everybody, and welcome into Studio Day Heffrey, where we have got a CeeDee Lamb to talk about. The Cowboys, they hit a grand slam, home run. That's the wrong sport. They scored a touchdown. They dropped a 40-burger. I was so ready. I was so ready for disappointment. I was ready for it. I was rocking. I was so geared up for disappointment. I was sitting there watching and broadcasting on 105.3 The Fan, of course. And Caleb on Chaison's there, and CeeDee Lamb's there. My number 6 or 7 overall player, and my number 21 or 22 overall player. CeeDee, of course, was the higher rated player. And I knew it. I knew what was going to happen, and I was all disappointed when it didn't. It hadn't even happened yet, and I was just sitting there. I said, yeah, I know these Cowboys. I know what they do. They think they have a bigger need over here, so they're going to let the best player available just go away. And then they didn't. And now Team 40 Burger's real life now. It's happening. It's going down. It's going down for real. Okay, so briefly, without hyperbole, scouting report on CeeDee Lamb, Cowboys' newest draft pick from Oklahoma, the wide receiver. And then we will do a day 2 preview. And if you'd like, maybe a day 2 mock draft. But so CeeDee Lamb, wide receiver, Oklahoma. He was my top-rated receiver in this draft class, which makes it all the more absurd that he made it all the way to the Cowboys. So my big board, let me see if I can get it pulled up so I can take a peek at it real quick. On my big board, best players in the class would have been Burrow and Tua, which is cheating, but they're quarterbacks, so you can just call them 1 and 2. Burrow and Tua, Chase Young, Jeff Okudah, Isaiah Simmons, Derek Brown, CeeDee Lamb. So he's a top 7 player for me. Excuse me. And Derek Brown also plays nose tackle, so even though I stacked him up that way, I probably should have just said, hey, forget about that because position value, CeeDee goes at least as the sixth best player in this class. So probably in agreement with the Cowboys that was the 6th best player and that that's who you got. So what does he bring? Well, I think he's going to get to party in the slot some on this team. Michael Gallup's the one guy that I'm confident will be on the outside the most because Cooper and Lamb, I think, are both quicker-footed to live that slot receiver life. So I think what you'll see is Amari Cooper playing some slot. You'll see CeeDee Lamb playing some slot. And hopefully this team's about to operate from pretty much all 11 personnel, 1 tight end, 1 running back, 3 wide receivers. But CeeDee Lamb, what can he bring? What can he do? He's not a burner, and he's not a giant. When I first watched him, and now I've seen this comp has become very, very popular, Deandre Hopkins is who I saw. That's who I saw when I was watching him play at Oklahoma, where it's body control, it's after-catch ability, it's lower body power, it's balance, it's agility. It's just being an incredible football player without having the elite measurables. And his measurables are actually good. So he's a 4.5 guy. He's not a burner, but he can run. He can run plenty. And he's tough to bring down. He's tough to tackle. He's creative after the catch. The balance helps him stay up. The lower body power helps him run through arm tackles. He's a good route runner. CeeDee Lamb is everything you want in a number 1 receiver. And I think he'll be a number 1 receiver. Maybe not right away here because of what they've got, but he will end up as the best receiver on the Cowboys, probably by his 2nd year. And Amari Cooper's a star. Michael Gallup got 1,100 yards in his 2nd year. But CeeDee Lamb will be the best receiver on the Cowboys a year from today. I think that'll be the case. So that's what you got in round 1. Now we preview rounds 2 and 3. And I don't think I'll be able to pull my board up for you guys. But I guess I could check. What happens if I go to this window capture? I'm pretty sure this window capture is, maybe it will. Let's see. Let's transition. Whew. Okay, so here is, nope, that's something different. Here is the board as it stands for me, the things that matter. Let's just go over to the defense because this is the things that are going to matter for the Dallas Cowboys today. So, they're really in a good spot. They took the best player available, and they got a top 10, top 8, top 7, top 6 player in the draft. And so now, what are you looking at? We had a little bit of a cornerback run happen at the end of round 1. So with the Cowboys picking at 51, you're going to sit there, you're going to wait, and you're going to see what happens with quite a few guys. But let's start with the safety group. Grant Delpit, LSU, Xavier McKinney, Alabama, Antoine Winfield, Minnesota. And if you want to know what the spaces are, so up here, obviously, these are my first-round grades, Okudah, Simmons, Derek Brown. These are my 1-2 cheater grades, where I say, first, towards the back end of the first or early 2, and red means they're gone. So Zach Bond is my best available player. He's my only 1-2 left on the board. Wisconsin's Zach Bond, outside linebacker / edge. And then our second-round grades, and this is probably where the Cowboys pick is going to come from. Delpit, McKinney, Winfield. Those are my second-round grades at safety. 2 3s are Terrell Burgess at Utah and Ashton Davis, and then Jeremy Chin. This is the third round down here. Chin and Stone. Duggar's not on my board because I never got a hold of the All-22 tape from Lenore Ryan, so I wasn't really comfortable ranking him. All I had was Senior Bowl and TV copy, but he's probably a 2-3 as well, give or take. Cornerbacks that are left on the board for your Cowboys. Christian Fulton, my third cornerback, is still available. Trevon Diggs, my fourth cornerback, is still available. Oh, I forgot to get rid of him. Shout out, though. Shout out to the shout out at 16 for that Atlanta pick. They did the exact opposite of the Cowboys. They went need over best player and took A.J. Terrell, which was awesome for the Cowboys because the Falcons, who would want Calvin Ridley, Julio Jones, and CeeDee Lamb playing together? Gosh, what a waste that would be, right? Yeah, thank you. Thanks for your mistakes. Also, thanks for that Ruggs pick, Al Davis / John Gruden. Al Davis reached down from the heavens and picked Henry Ruggs to help you get CeeDee Lamb. Okay, so anyway, my corners. Fulton and Diggs, as you can see, third and fourth corners on my board. 9th and 10th is Cameron Dantzler and Amik Robertson. That's Louisiana Tech. He's a short daddy, but he could play the slot, and he's a really, really good player. And then you have Jalen Johnson, Utah, who a lot of people are a lot higher on than I am, but I got him there in the third round. So the corners that I'm keeping an eye on, Fulton, Diggs, Dantzler. And Dantzler at 51, I don't know. 4.6, 4.40 is scary. And I don't care about his pro day numbers. Those are pro day numbers. They're not real. His combine number matters. 4.64 is scary for a corner, but his tape is super good. So 51, maybe. If he did not work out at the combine, I'd have been thrilled to have him at 51, but that 40 times scares me a little bit. Linebackers. Will the Cowboys consider a linebacker? Zach Bond, I couldn't imagine he's going to make it to 51, but we'll keep our eye on him, obviously. Akeem Davis-Gaither, Appalachian State. I would like that pick at 51. I know the whole world's got him going. At least when I mock draft, I can take him in the third or fourth. I don't think that's real life, but you never know. I don't know how the NFL sees these guys. I just know how I see these guys. Willie Gay Jr., a lot of questions on the off-field stuff, but the on-field, the athleticism, hitting like a Mack truck, running like the wind. He's a really fun prospect. You just have to know exactly. You punched your backup quarterback and broke his jaw. You were suspended for 8 games by the NCAA for a tutor thing. But those guys worth watching. Harrison, the Ohio State linebacker, worth keeping an eye on if they're going to take a linebacker. But defensive tackles. Jordan Elliott, Missouri. Justin Matabike, Texas A&M. Ross Blacklock, TCU. And Marlon Davidson, Auburn, who could play defensive end or some 3-technique defensive tackle for you. Those are my names to watch on the interior. And at the edge position, you've got Yetur Gross-Matos. I can't imagine he makes 51. AJ Epinesa, tape's good. Production's great. And combine confirmed that he can't turn the corner. But at 51, we can talk about AJ Epinesa. We can talk about Julian Okwara at Notre Dame. Lengthy, thin, guy that's got the tools to be a good pass rusher. Josh Uche at Michigan, 6'1", 245. Even Michigan didn't know what to do with him, though. He played like 51% of the defensive snaps. So is he a right defensive end? Is he a DPR, designated pass rusher? He just playing on pass rush downs? And then Terrell Lewis, injury concerns left and right, but potential to be a good pass rusher. Curtis Weaver, Darrell Taylor, Jonathan Greenard, Bradley, and I. Somehow Zuniga was not on there. So that's what my board looks like going into day 2. If you want to screenshot that or whatever, you can see the names that I'll be tracking as it makes its way towards number 51. And just for fun, because who doesn't like to have a good time, let's mock draft. Right. Let's mock draft. Cowboys already have CeeDee Lamb. At 51, gross-matos made it. Surely not, right? Let me see. How did this go? Let's look. Fulton, Epinesa, Josh Jones, Denzel Mims, Xavier McKinney, Zach Bond, Laviska Shenault, Grant Delpit, Trevon Diggs, T. Higgins, Jalen Johnson, Curtis Weaver, Antoine Winfield, KJ Hamler, Julian Okwara, Marlon Davidson, Neville Gallimore, Ross Blackhawk. Okay, so at first I said there's no way this happens, but I don't think any of those names are really out of place there. So I'm going to get ready to take him. But let's look at our corners, our safeties, our D-line, our edge, our linebacker. Let's look at the defense. Matabike, worth talking about. Jordan Elliott, worth talking about. Gross-matos, Ashton Davis, worth talking about. Kyle Duggar, maybe. So for me, Terrell Burgess, please hang around to my 3rd round. I dare you to hang around to my 3rd round pick. I know everybody wants a corner, but much like in the 1st round, I wouldn't want them to force a corner. If I got to try to survive with Anthony Brown, Jordan Lewis, and Cheeto being backed by Kennedy, and maybe you go sign Dre Kirkpatrick, just throw numbers at it, just have depth on defense and see what happens. I'm taking the best player available again, and we're taking Yetur Gross-matos for the Dallas Cowboys. Now, excuse me again, we fly through the 3rd round. You can move around the board if you want to. Like here, look at this. They want to trade. The Giants want to come up, or the Seahawks want to come up. I don't love Troy Pride Jr., who they're listing as the top available player here. Safety, corner, D-line, edge, linebacker. Let's take a look at the defense again. See, to me, this would be easy. Well, kind of easy. He's a 2-3 for me. And Amik Robertson is a 3, undersized corner, but he is a beast in the slot. So I would, once again, I would be 3 for 3 probably. Looking at this, yeah, I'd be 3 for 3. Well, I haven't seen the receivers. I don't want to say for sure I'd be taking my best available player, but I'm probably not taking another wide receiver at this point. So Troutman's there. Harrison, where's Harrison Bryant? A lot of people hating on my guy Harrison Bryant. He's better than that. Okay, so whatever. But yeah, what I would be doing here is I would be taking Terrell Burgess, and I would be giggling. Because now you've got a safety who can play slot corner. He can play free. He can play in the box. Terrell Burgess is a really good player. He's underrated. And Yetur Gross-matos, to me, this would be a dream draft. I'd love a world where like Christian Fulton or Trevon Diggs falls to 51 and you're able to pick him. But, staying in a world of somewhat realistic, I would love that draft that we just put together there. I don't want to do the rest of the rounds. Just leave me alone. It's a day 2 mock. The day 2 mock is officially at number 51, Yetur Gross-matos, and at 82, Terrell Burgess, the safety out of Utah. So thank you guys for swinging by. That is your preview of day 2. I appreciate you. Make sure that you're subscribed to the YouTube page. Leave in the comments what you want to talk about. And I will try to hit that up tomorrow, try to take care of you in that way. And make sure you're checking 1053thefan.com every day. We'll see you tonight for night 2 of the NFL Draft. It'll be me, Brian Broaddus, Dane Brugler, Dave Hellman, Kyle Yeomans on 1053 The Fan and DallasCowboys.com. So I'll catch you on the radio and all that stuff.